Despite all the passes that Eshes Potiphar made at Yosef, they were unsuccessful, mostly because there were people around, and Yosef knew better. He couldn't be lured to temptation when people were there. But Vayi Hayom, Vayi Ki Hayom, as the Torah says, it was on like that day. Vayavo Habaisa Lasos Melachto. Yosef comes home, or comes to the house to do work. Ve'ein ish me'anshi habayis sham babayis, and there is no one from the house who is there. If you think about that phrase, that last phrase, it seems very strange. Too many extra words. Just say ve'ein ish babayis. There is no one home. There's no man home. But the Torah says ve'ein ish me'anshe habayis sham babayis. That there wasn't somebody from the house that was there. Does that mean that someone else was there? And that's where the Medrash tells us, the Sifsei Chachamim quote this, the Torah also suggests this as well. This was Demus Diukno Shel Yaakov. How do we know that Yaakov's image was present in that house? Because the Torah specifically says there was no one from Potiphar's house that was there, but someone else was there, and that was the image of Yaakov. And I find that to be a very powerful and important line for each and every one of us, because so often in life we go through struggles, temptations, desires, we fail, we fall, we're stuck. And what we say to ourselves is, no one gets us, no one understands us, I'm all alone, I have nobody to talk to, I have no one to turn to. And while that may be true in your mind, there's always one thing to remember. Ve'ein ish me'anshe habayis sham babayis. There might not always be people in the home that you can connect with, but there's always going to be somebody else. There's always going to be a Demus Tiyukna. There's going to be a Yaakov. There's going to be somebody, a spiritual connection that can always help you get out of that rut, allow you, enable you to help you push forward and push past the challenges and you get to reach your true self, your true essence. But the reality is that most of the time, there are people in your home that can help. Here in the story, Ve'ein ish me'anche habayis sham babayis, there was no man, there was no one from the home that was present. But that was not a spiritual presence, an emotional presence. This was just a physical presence. They just weren't around. People who feel lonely, who feel alone, often do have support. And oftentimes the support is maybe sleeping in the bed right next to you as a spouse, or maybe it's the next room down there, or just a parent, or maybe it's a friend just a phone call away. There are people in our homes that we can connect with. We don't have to feel alone. We don't have to believe our maladaptive thoughts that ve'ein ish babayis, ve'ein ish me'anchi habayis sham babayis, that there's no one there, that no one gets it. But there's always somebody there. And our job is, as hard as it is just to reach out and say, I need help. Help me. Just give me some support. That's what I need right now. And I am sure that just like Yosef, who saw the image of his father, the greatest support that he needed at that very moment, we all have those angels who can step up and be there for us in our time of need. We might be going through a lot of stuff, and unfortunately it's part of life, ups and downs. We all have negative thoughts about ourselves, mostly. But we also have the tools and the capacity to rise above it and to become whole. And that's to make sure. But that starts with having confidence in ourselves. But if we can't, if we're still in that deep rut, and we feel that ein ish babayis, vein ish me'anche habayis sham babayis, there are angels out there that are ready, willing, and able to help. Have a wonderful Shabbos.